Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. A lot of Steam notes and updates to go over in this video. A game that, didn't have a ton of attention. However, any game getting delisted seemingly forever, I should always cover. And we'll talk about that. An early access game has gotten a major free update. Along with that, a nice little discount if you do want to check it out. A game done by Moon Studios, the same developers of Ori and the Blind Forest and Will of the Wisps. But right off the bat, Evil Dead the game has disappeared from multiple storefronts, including now Steam. I was looking into this yesterday. It was available on the PlayStation Store for a little bit. Then it got pulled on there. And then it got pulled from other platforms. And then now, today, it is pulled from Steam as well. So, seemingly, this is something that is probably going to be getting the plug pulled. Evil Dead is an asymmetrical horror game. These games live on, first of all, you got to have those licensing agreements in place. When you're talking about a licensed IP, those agreements do end up expiring and they have the opportunity to renew those licenses. However, if a game ultimately is not successful and it's not worthwhile to renew the deal, it won't be renewed. So that is an issue in its own right, and I don't know if it's that. I don't know if they just don't want to maintain the servers anymore, because that becomes an issue as well when there's not enough people or not a suitable enough people playing the game that it's not viable or worthwhile to keep the servers running. And that could be the reason. The issue here is there has been absolutely no clarity. Even if a game is the smallest game known to man, there should be a little bit of clarity on why these things are happening. If a game gets delisted, some people are just completionists. Go make your extra couple of bucks. Put the game on sale and be like, hey, the game's getting delisted. This is your final opportunity. Even if the servers are gonna get pulled, there are people that are just gonna be like, oh, I need this game in my library. And I don't know if Evil Dead the game had an offline component. I'm fairly I don't want to say whether or not it did or it didn't, but it offered co-op gameplay with PvP combat, and it was an asymmetrical horror title. But yeah, some people just like to have all of the delisted games in their library. Bro, people are weird. At the very least, again, whether or not you want to put it on sale and continue selling it, there should be a level of transparency being like, okay, this is why we're pulling the game. It's a licensing renewal agreement issue. It's a server maintenance issue. Whatever the case may be, you should just let people know instead of just pulling a game, never letting anybody know, and then going radio silent. And this is, I believe, from Saber Interactive, I want to say. So, their Twitter, last I checked, and I was looking into this a little while ago as well, they haven't put out any tweets in a little bit either. Let me pull up Saber Interactive. Their last tweet was a retweet from Turok Origins Twitter account, and that was on April 28th, and they'll retweet stuff every couple of days, but no insight as far as what's going on with Evil Dead. So hopefully we get a little bit of clarity on that, but we'll see as far as that's concerned. Alright, how about some more positive news? No Rest for the Wicked has dropped its major free update, The Breach. Now, it's an early access game. Obviously, the updates are free. I don't think early access games have ever done an Could you imagine an early access game doing a paid expansion? But a significant amount of content has been added with this Breach update. Expanded narrative content, brand new quests, and an extensive new amount of high-quality cinematic animation as the campaign unfolds across 18 new story scenes. New areas adding multiple unique environments, nearly doubling the world size, with 2 new fully handcrafted areas, the Lowland Meadows and Marne Woods, including a dangerous new blight hazard to avoid, 2 new settlements filled with NPCs called Hunter's Vale and Marne Village, and a set of dark cave environments for the player to explore. New gameplay systems and replayability, introducing endgame plague system or reworked food and hunger mechanic, and revamped status effects, adding depth to both combat and progression. New gear, a massive expansion with over 150 weapon options, up from 100 at launch, including new gauntlet and wand archetypes, multiple all-new armor sets, and a complete shield rework. New enemies and bosses. Major additions to the game include multiple new campaign bosses, 9 new plague bosses, 3 updated bosses, 2 new enemy factions, 9 new critters, and much more. A hardcore mode has been added as well, an entirely new game mode with permadeath enabled for high-stakes gameplay, major performance improvements, which is great because this game had a litany of performance issues at launch. We've heard our community loud and clear and have made great improvements in the performance, which includes DLSS 4.0, memory optimizations, reduced loading times, and smoother physics. You've got quality of life upgrades as well, featuring updated item previews, tooltip improvements, fast travel enhancements, extensive balance changes covering weapons, armors, enemy systems, and core progression, enhanced audio experience, all new music composed by Gareth Coker, updated audio coverage, and new voiceovers all added as well, and hundreds of bug fixes rolling out as well, covering everything from crashes to collision issues, visual polish, quest logic, and more. Players will be able to access the breach by completing the prologue, followed by the campaign quest of Sacrament, of Rats and Raiders, Servant God, and up to Step 5 of Spoken and Unspoken. The game is currently in early access and also enjoying a 30% off discount. It is down to $27.99. So still a relatively hefty price point, but, you know, it's ultimately going to go up in price and a lot to sink your teeth into now with early access. Mostly positive reception on this one. 27,000 reviews, 75% of those reviews are positive. A lot of the negative reviews were tied to the performance issues, which hopefully a lot of that has been remedied with the inclusion of DLSS 4. Combat is too hard, somebody does note in the reviews. Incredible art direction, nice sound, and an interesting story, but it's clunky, frustrating, and buggy. Maybe when it's out of early access, I'll try it again. That was posted pre-update, however. So, you know, a 75% reception in early access while it's still getting refinements, I would say that's pretty good. That's a pretty healthy baseline to improve the experience from, and hopefully it just gets better and better, and by, you know, whenever it gets out of early access, it'll be a worthwhile experience. They did note that with the 1.0 version, they do expect to add multiplayer, 4-player co-op, multiplayer PvP, expanded story content and chapters, additional map regions, farming, more weapons, armor, rare items and gears, new enemies and bosses, additional crucible floors, bounties, and challenges. And the roadmap for early access is we're excited about the road ahead and we'd love to receive your suggestions and feedback. As far as how long early access development should be, this may change based on feedback and desire to reach the moon level of quality. We'll be sharing updates along the way. I think this is going to be in early access for quite a while. It hit early access in April of 2024. We're a year removed from that. Still no sign of it coming out of early access. That's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as they're providing consistent updates. The issue with early access games is when games go radio silent, and that's why Steam had to implement the, oh, this game hasn't been updated in X amount of time, disclaimer for people, because that is where the bulk of the issues with early access do arise. But with this game, it's had consistent updates, and hopefully that'll continue, because I think a year from now, if they do another update like Breach, or another 2 updates at that level, I think this could be an incredibly worthwhile experience. And I'll let you guys know if the price point does go up, because that's something to keep an eye on as well. Moon Studios obviously also did Ori, and that game was tremendous. Those games, I should say, with Ori and the Blind Forest and Will of the Wisps. They're doing something a little bit different with No Rest for the Wicked and more of an action Souls-like experience. Phenomenal art direction and sound direction as well. Just need to iron out a lot of the rough edges, and I think this could be a worthwhile experience going into whenever it does see its 1.0 release. But that'll do it for me. Again, Evil Dead, the game, has disappeared from multiple storefronts. I'll give you guys an update if we do get on that, if it does ultimately come back. At this point, I would probably be led to believe it's not going to be coming back. And No Rest for the Wicked gets a significant update along with the discount, bringing it to a historical low price. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.